Well, it's time to start. I see the dog just turned over onto its back on the bed. Yeah, open up to the rays of infinite love, my dears. Just lay over and just receive infinite love because that's all there really is that's happening, that's real. We're going to learn today about some things that are so important. And well, the only thing that's really important is that the only reality is spirit, is the love that I'm talking about. And so you're already on it. You're already tapped in, tuned up, and ready to have a day of days on this Christmas Eve day, December the 24th. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much, Todd and Sarah and Lisa and Jim. We missed you the other day, Lisa and Jim, but you're back. Can't stay away. You can't stay away from the joy. Good job. So happy that you're all here. Um, so I have a word that you probably have not heard of or know the meaning of, and I hadn't until I looked it up this morning, and I have a little definition of it. Good morning, Marty. So glad you made it. Wow, big job. Good girl. Good girl. And I have two girls, the two the golden doodle and the Pyrenees doodle. I call them my girls. They're my girls. So you're my girl too, Marty, but not a dog. You're the other. You're the God. Anyway, I'm here's the word. You know what it's called? Apricity, appreciati, Apricity, appreciati. Have you ever heard it? Do you want to know what it really means on this beautiful, just coming off the solstice and going into the longest day of the year and or the darkest day of the year? It is in the dictionary. It means the warmth of the sun in the winter. Appreciati. The warmth of the sun in winter. You know what it means metaphysically? Get a load of this. Close your eyes, maybe. Really tune and tap in even more than you already are. Appreciati. The way the rays of your love, the rays of your love penetrate through layers and layers of cold and gray. A love so great that it warms through every layer of my being. A love so great that it warms through every layer of my being, right through to my soul. It's almost like the word appreciation, apricity, appreciation. How about that? How about this warming? I know it's cold here in Ashland. I don't know about California. I think California is getting some rain. But anyway, isn't this a beautiful concept? That it's the rays of your love penetrating through layers and layers of cold and gray. A love so great that it warms through every layer of my being, right through to my soul. So when the synergy of both cold and warm work in perfect poetic synchronicity, when the cold and the warmth, when the good and the bad, we could say, the light and the dark, when they both work in perfect poetic synchronicity, this is the love that defines apricity. Apricity. I'm swimming at the tennis club and fitness center here in Ashland because the YMCA closed down their pool for some months. Anyway, their pool is interesting because it has both. You get in and it's kind of like, wow, it's cold. It's cold, and then you swim along, and then all of a sudden you feel all this warm water coming into you, and it varies. So it's a perfect example of apricity. the warm and the cold coming together. And when I'm done with the swim, and I swim every day, it's just one of those things that's non-negotiable to me. Got to get into the water. And when it's all said and done, I just feel like, yeah, just that poetic synchronicity that defines that word, appreciati. Just feel terrific. So, having said all that, I want you to kind of imbibe a few things before we go into the synchronicity of something. All right, being pretty vague, aren't I? But it's just a couple quotes that just came in. They always come in and they relate to the consciousness that is coming into me as well. So this is one quote from the Dalai Lama. He says, there are only 2 days in the year. There's only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. 2 days in the year that nothing can be done, Marty. One is called yesterday, and the other is called tomorrow. So today is the right day to love, believe, and truly live. All right? This Christmas Eve day. Here's another one from a mountaineer, John Muir. Have you heard of John Muir, Todd? Of course you have. You're probably a mountain man yourself. He said wilderness is a necessity. So, in other words, for us to get beneath those layers of gray and cold, right? We got to kind of get a wild side of us. The wildness is a necessity, John Muir says. He said, I'm losing precious days. I am degenerating into a machine for making money. I am learning nothing in this trivial world of men and women. He said, I must break away and get out into the mountains. I must break away and get out into the mountains. So, that might be a nice walk that you do today on Christmas Eve day, or something that you hadn't planned. That's a little different. That's a little more wild. You know what I'm saying? Like Todd and Betsy seem like the wild kind to me. And so I must break out away and get into the mountains to learn truly the news. So he says this, one of my favorite quotes of all. He said, I would rather be in the mountains thinking of God on Sunday than in church on Sunday thinking of the mountains. I'd rather be in the mountains thinking of God on Sunday than in the church thinking of God on a Sunday. So, whatever is that deep wildness in you, my dears, that's perfectly in line with what we're talking about. And finally, one more quote before I read something from Yogananda and the message of Christmas Eve day. And this is someone you probably heard of too. So we're getting a lot of different viewpoints this morning. This person, her name is Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf. All right. You've heard the name probably. You know what she said? I have a deeply and inarticulate desire, a deeply and inarticulate desire for something beyond the daily life. Makes you want to kind of go out and just be wild today, doesn't it? But listen to this, because this tunes us up for this Christmas Eve day before we get to the real synchronicity of what I want to share with you all today. So, stay open, just receive the frequencies. These are different ideas. Apricity is a different word you haven't heard probably, but it certainly does mean a lot to me. So, this is Wednesday, December the 24th, Christmas Eve. Pause. First word, pause. And honor how far you've come. Marty, Sarah, Narayan, Lori, Lisa, Jim, Cammie. Marty, pause. and honor how far you've come, not just this year, but in every quiet moment where you chose to keep going. And I'll tell you one thing, I will vouch for each of you that you are keeping going. You're sitting here now, which is absolutely amazing to me. And that's why I'm going to have a little Christmas meditation tomorrow, because we are a pack and we really are pretty darn consistent. So, not just this year, but in every quiet moment where you chose to keep going, you survived what you once thought would break you. You survived what you once thought would break you. I felt, I'm getting on 76 years old, and I'm feeling a little bit broken at times. That's what age does. But you know what it does? I just say, Lord, I can't do anything like I used to, so you're going to have to help me, right? So I turn it into him and give it back to him. So you grew in places no one saw, my dears, each of you. Christmas Eve, listen, isn't about what's under the tree. It's about the light you carried through the darkness. God bless you, Sarah, Narayan, Lori, Lisa, Jim, Cammy, Marty. God bless you for carrying the light through the darkness, even when things felt uncertain. I'm sure that's come up. You showed up. Even when you were tired, you showed up. Even when you wanted to kind of lash out to somebody, you stayed kind. Tonight, tonight, Christmas Eve night, release the weight you were never meant to carry into tomorrow, right? Because there's only 2 days that something can't be done, and that's yesterday and tomorrow. You are becoming, my dears, you are protected. You are deeply enough, and you are loved unto eternity. So let that apricity, I can hardly say that word, apricity, let it come through the layers of gray and dark into you right now, right into your soul. Appreciate, apricity, appreciate who you are right now and the people you are with right now. It says so much, so much. And that goes with the loved ones that you probably will be hanging out with over the next few days. Indeed, it does. We're talking, when we talk about our tribe, we're talking about the unity of humankind, my dears. Siblings. Everyone is a sibling. So let this just come through into the cold and gray, if there's some cold and gray in you. Wasn't there a Christmas carol, something like, baby, it's cold outside? Isn't there one? Something like that. The words, baby, it's cold outside. Let's come on into our soul through these penetrating rays of the warmth of God, the warmth of your soul, the warmth of you are just a sweet, beautiful expression of God's love into our world. So let every breath be warm. Let your heart feel like a kindling, beautiful fire that doesn't burn you or things, that burns with the love of God, both for you and you for God, kindling within you right now, this beautiful warmth. That's just to take the chill off, okay? Just to get around the kind of the rough, like a diamond that isn't quite polished all the way yet. those rough edges that hurt sometimes. They hurt you and you. They may hurt others. Let it all get the warmth of God's love to just polish each one of us up. Every breath is warming you. Every breath is polishing you right here and now. Because there's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow. There's only this moment. Let those beautiful, penetrating rays of the infinite go through layers and layers upon you, and at the same time celebrating you for having gotten through this year 2025 so far. Baby, it's warm in here. It's warm in here. I don't feel the chill of loneliness so much. I don't feel the chill of being out of sorts so much. Baby, it's warm. It's warm in here. There's a perfect temperature, actually, between warm and cool. Perfect poetic synchronicity. And remember how Gabriel helped us out yesterday to get over all those blockages that are stifling or silencing our creative expression? Wow. And so it flows, that grace, that power, that creativity is pouring through those sun rays that are warming up the gray and the cold within us. So since you're through a layer or two this morning and still going strong, I have these words from Paramahansa Yogananda's lineage. On December the 24th, it's called intuition. He says, if we use the mind properly, which each of you are doing now, we can understand how God is beyond mind, beyond intellect, and how his or her true nature can be felt only through the power of intuition. That's each of you just being you, Just being that beautiful you without any kind of critical remarks about yourself. Just being you, a polished diamond soul. He said we must find his consciousness through the superconscious mind. The nucleus of mind and intelligence is the superconscious mind. The nucleus of mind and intelligence, superconsciousness. His infinite nature is revealed to man and woman through the intuitive superconsciousness. Apricity. I think that's kind of similar. Apricity. Deep appreciation for the warmth of God's presence. The joy felt in meditation, he says, reveals the presence of eternal joy. You feel a little bit of joy today, the season of joy, joy to our world. The joy felt in meditation reveals the presence of eternal joy spread all over creation, everywhere. There is joy in people's hearts right now, joy to our world. Wow. The light seen in meditation is the astral light from which our tangible creation is made. We are made from astral light, my dears. So, beholding this light, one feels a unity with all things. So, enjoy that your soul is now basking in those penetrating rays of your love. It got through the cold, baby, and it's perfect temperature. Synchronicity, poetic synchronicity, warm on the inside, cool as a cucumber. As cool as a cucumber. You're very cool, you know, on the outside. So here's our poetic synchronicity of what I mentioned earlier a couple times. It's a timeline into the frequency of empowerment and sovereignty, December 24th, from the galactic consciousness, 5D. Dear friends, as we move through the final corridor of 2025, we enter a transitional energetic zone. Are you ready? We're getting ready for January 1 in the year of one. This is by someone whose broadcast is called One. We enter a transitional energetic zone coming up here, my dears, where the fading frequency of the 9 universal year, which is 2025, release their hold. They release in their hold, my dears. 25 is releasing its hold on you right now. This is what is called a liminal passageway, an in-between realm where the old waves loosen their structure so the new waves may form. Some people may feel an inner rearranging. I certainly do. I feel like what's coming up for all of us is supernatural. I really feel that. And you're open, flowing, creative expression. That's just me, though. But maybe you get a sense of that. an inner rearranging, or a sense of being suspended between years or chapters. It just means your energy field is recalibrating, letting go of outdated patterns that no longer fit the vibrational spectrum of the 2026 year ahead. In this transitional zone we're in right now, my dears, just a few days before we go into 2026, time itself feels fluid, as if past, present, and future merge into a soft, luminous horizon. There it is. There's 2 days that nothing can be done, the past and the future. Here it's merging into a soft, luminous horizon. Beautiful, right? But listen, the incoming 2026 frequencies of number one pulse steadily beyond that horizon. One life, one heart, one purpose, one focus. Everything is just one now. You don't have to decide anything anymore. There's just one force that is behind you and in you and as you working. I had a dream last night that's exactly what was happening in my life. The whole night, I dreamed that just being alive, that just being in the open, so to speak, I was just in an open consciousness in this world of duality, dream, delusion. And I felt this is heaven. This is heaven. That we can be that way. That we can be so open to the universe while in this duality, dream, delusion. So the incoming 2026 frequencies, this is why I'm reading you this morning. Just want us to have a perspective. One pulse steadily beyond that horizon, igniting the first sparks, guess what? Of a new universal cycle. In numerology, the energy of one represents beginnings, courage. Listen to who you are. Listen to who you are becoming. Courage, individuality, where you shine your expression. Only you can shine it to the world, to everybody, not just family, not just friends, not just husband or wife, but the entire world. That was my dream last night, that we all were in that space. All beings were in that space, in the situation they're in right now. God, it was a heavenly dream. So the energy of one, my dears, represents beginnings, courage, individuality, and the direct connection to Source's creative spark. Direct connection to Source's creative spark. Oh, we're in for something amazing. Even before the calendar resets, my dears, which is just in a few days, right? Before it resets, these vibrations can be felt as a sudden clarity, bursts of inspiration. I'm feeling that too. I'm just so happy to be me. Burst of inspirations or a deep inner knowing that change is not only possible, my dears, but imminent. And this shift, Todd, encourages you to step into your next timeline with intention, and this goes for all of us, strength, and renewed purpose. And even in this corridor of transition, the emotional and physical body, Lisa and Jim, also begin its own metamorphosis. Old emotional imprints rise to the surface for review, sometimes unexpectedly, seeking resolution before January 1. Let's get some resolution before January 1, my dears, before the new cycle begins. The body too responds to the incoming frequencies, adjusting. Listen, your cellular metabolism. I don't know, this seems to fit for this morning, just so we get that perspective, just so we don't become a money making machine. I'm not saying any of you are like that, or just in the doldrums of daily life. Like Virginia Woolf said, I have a deeply and inarticulate desire for something beyond daily life, right? And John Muir says, I got to get out of here. I got to go to the mountains. So, this vibrational flow, this energetic cellular metabolism and energy production matches the vibrational flow, wow, of 2026. So 2026 is going to be like a luminous tool designed to support your recalibration process. We're all going to grow leaps and bounds. And this activation works as a bridge, stabilizing your energy as you move between cycles. It dissolves energetic debris, my dears. Hallelujah. Strengthens cellular vitality. Hallelujah. And brings coherence to your emotional and physical system so you can step into the new year with clarity and resilience. One of its most transformative aspects is the ability to unblock emotional barriers. Isn't that interesting that we had Gabriel help us unlock those emotional barriers yesterday? Blocked expression of our divinity. And it's going to unblock any sense of anything that cut into your confidence. It's going to bury all those doubts and worries which happen over a long season like we had in 2025. So, as these barriers dissolve, my dears, you may feel an inner solidity emerging, a renewed sense of grounding, self trust, and alignment with your higher path for 2026. You and me are in perfect place right now. So, let's let that penetrating love of ours, apricity, pour through into each other until we are just one love vibrating together, completely in poetic synchronicity with the divine timeline and this power and peace and happiness and health that's vibrating in you right now, preparing you for the best year and years of this most important incarnation. So we thank you, O Great Spirit, that this is so. Somehow we managed to be here, and to be here with full attention on thee, O Spirit. There's nothing more, even though we might have a lot to do still, places to go, people to see, vacations to go on. We still keep you in our hearts as numero uno, as number one. And that is that. Oh. So I'll open this session up this morning, my dears, because it's such a cheery time of year. I'm going to turn on my volume, and if anybody has anything, oh, come on, Todd. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're the John Muir type, I think. Yeah, probably the Virginia Woolf type too. John
We
Muir.
even hiked the John Muir Trail once.
What?
I said we even hiked the John Muir Trail once.
That's what I'm saying, Todd. Uh, you're
It
an
was
you're an easy
stinky.
book to read, buddy.
It was stinky. We took our dog. I mean,
It wasn't stinky.
yeah, it was stinky.
John Muir Trail?
Yeah.
Look at Oh, that's so dear. That's so dear, you guys. We should have a snapshot of that. We should make a calendar, a 2026 calendar with our highlight moments, Marty, and little things. And each one of us would be one of the months. There's about 12 of us or less. But anyway, it's just such a blast for me that we can just out of the blue, Divine Mother, she works out of the blue. Before you know it, it's just you're covered by her blessings and her grace, right? We don't even know it, but it's happening. But for me,
Yes. Yes. Out of the blue.
out of the blue, out
Out
of
of the blue.
yeah, yeah.
Always. Like,
Oh,
this is how Vetter shows up. Out of the blue.
yeah. So it's just such a fantastic, a magical kind of thing where just souls get together and decide, hey, we're going to show up together, be together, and that's that. Why? Can't say really. It's just what we do. It's just what we do.
Yeah. You
So
know where we're going today, Tom?
I could barely guess what.
To the soul of yoga.
What is it? Are you
20 minutes.
you doing a class?
Yeah, we're gonna go to a class because Todd has the day off. He can finally go.
Nice, nice. You're going to get into a pretzel? Well, you're going to get into something
No,
like.
we're gonna do some Kundalini and then maybe stay for Flossie's sculpt.
Would you please tell her I send her my love, or we do, her,
Absolutely.
her sister, because we're having my other sister, two sisters here now in
Uh-huh.
Aspen, and one flew out with her husband, and we're going to have we're going to make the Christmas Eve dinner for them.
Okay, I will tell her.
Just tell
Yeah.
her, tell her we'll have her there. We'll miss her there. We might even give her a call.
She's right there with you.
Okay.
And we're gonna dance our asses off. Todd doesn't know it, but he's gonna stay for the first 3 songs of Flossie's class because we dance our asses off.
Really? Oh my God. I used to do that stuff in the middle of the yoga class, as
I
you
know that was my first class with you. We did pirate kicks.
thanks for carrying on the spirit. Thanks for carrying it on. That's what we're talking about. Have a blast, you too. I know you will. Marty, have a
Merry
blast today.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Nice. So perfect, you guys. You're good to go, Sarah. You're ripping to go. I know. Good job. Lisa and Jim, Cami, anyone else who's still on. God bless us. Let's just do our mantra because that is growing in power. So we love,
Muja.
we care. Ooh, I feel that those rays coming in to warm up the gray and the cold. And we share this dazzling light of God. All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much for your company, my dears. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow on Christmas if you want to just hop on for 5 minutes, whatever. We can wish each other a very happy
Yes.
Mass. Okay. We'll see you then in the morning. Until then, rock out.
In the morning dew.
Okay, cool. All right. Love you all. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.